everybody, this is vlog 49. Vlog? I keep saying that, vlog 49. I want to get rid of this as well. I don't want a beard. I don't like it. Because of, with the way that black hair grows, it curls up. And like it curdles up, I should say. And like all the ingrown hairs on your neck and I just I just don't want it. Okay, I just don't want that. So today is a new day. What day is it today? I'm just looking at the date. It is the 12th of August, 2026. We've had a good day so far. Woke up a bit later tonight. Woke up a bit later this morning, me and my wife. Then we had breakfast and then I went to fix my bike for work. And then we went for coffee and we were sitting down and trying to do like a Pinterest of how we want our new flat to look like, which was quite nice to do. Stressing out about like sofas and that and all that kind of stuff. I just don't like spending money. Anyway, yesterday I didn't get to, well, today I didn't really get to do the thing that I wanted to do about failure and doing more research into that or even doing the video. But I met with one of my wife's friends who's also a creative and we talked about like just our creative process. And on Friday that me, my wife, and two other friends, maybe three other friends, are going to meet at my studio and we're going to start talking about this play that I'm doing and seeing if they can help me because they're really good writers and very talented people that I want to take on board. The book of the motorcycle diaries, I'm near the end. I've got like 4 pages left, but the book's officially finished. It's just now the last 4 pages is of Che Guevara doing a speech at a university when he was a revolutionary. So this was after his whole traveling with his friend and all that kind of stuff. Now, my thoughts of the end of the book, I feel like it's just very interesting. It's a good insight of to see how different people see what a revolution is or how people got to that stage. And I think that's the nice thing about the book. It doesn't tell you, oh, this is who you have to be now. You have to be a revolutionary. This is how you should do it, blah, 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 blah. It's just about a man's experience who whose eyes open after traveling certain parts of his home country of Latin America and seeing the poverty in certain countries. And you can say brothers and sisters because they live in the same continent. As brothers and sisters who speak around the same language or have an understanding of one of each other and have similar cultures. And that how throughout the years these countries being colonized by different Europeans like the Spaniards. I don't know if Spaniards is an offensive word. I would say the Spanish and the Portuguese. And it's quite interesting to see his thoughts and process and seeing the poverty and the children suffering whilst the Europeans who leech off this country reap from the fruits of glory. But it's just it's an interesting book, and if anyone wants to read it or read about him, I think you should read it because there's a lot of controversy around him. Well, supposedly, but like when you read this book, you get to understand this person's mindset and how they got to where they got to. Of course, there's an in between that we're missing, and that's more research I need to do. But I just really see this individual who, like I said, traveled all the way around Latin America, and even going to some African countries and seeing the poverty and the corruption of these countries done by European people. That he was actually doing it for the people because he could have just stayed, like I said before, he could have just stayed in Cuba, right? He could have stayed in Cuba, but he decided to denounce his nationality of being Cuban, Argentinian, and went to places like Congo and then Bolivia before he got caught and killed. And to me, that seems to someone who actually wanted to make a change. He went to Congo, like a place in the African continent. Like he went to an African country whilst he was in these Spanish and Latin speaking countries. I don't know if Latin speaking is the right word. Hmm. I know it's not just Spanish; it's Portuguese. There's a different types of languages like Peru and Bolivia and all these other places. Argentina. Hmm. Anyway, like he went across to try and help more people who we seen that were deprived from European people again. But it's a really good book, and it's going to help me write this play that I'm currently writing. And on Friday, like I said, I'm meeting up with some friends and my wife to discuss that and go over that and figure out what we can gain from, not gain from this, where we can build from this. And I want to do it. I don't want to sit on it for too long because I have been sitting on it for a while. I've been interviewing different people, and I'm about to interview another actor actually tomorrow, hopefully, and get his thoughts. So I want to start writing and start building this thing now. I'm in like this creative space right now. I'm really in this creative groove, and I've got that mood back for myself.